Thanks for making us a part of your day. This car had character. It had a soul. It wasn't just a machine. It was a trusted companion on the highways of America. If you were around in 1957, you might remember the first time you laid eyes on the Plymouth Belvedere, its sleek lines and dramatic tail fins catching the sunlight, almost demanding your attention. It was more than a car. It was the embodiment of a dream, a vision of freedom and adventure that spoke to the heart of every American. With its unmistakable chrome accents glinting in the sun, the Belvedere seemed to say, "Hop in, let's hit the open road." Picture yourself cruising down the boulevard on a warm summer evening, the radio tuned to the latest rock and roll hits, the wind whipping through your hair. The Belvedere wasn't just a car, it was a ticket to those carefree moments, a vessel that carried our hopes and dreams. Under that long hood rested the mighty 301 cubic inch V8 engine, a powerhouse that churned out around 235 horsepower. It was the kind of engine that made you feel alive, vibrating through your chest as you pressed down on the accelerator, the world blurring by in a thrilling rush. But it wasn't just the specs that made this car legendary. It was the stories woven into its very fabric. As the sun set, the Belvedere became a part of the fabric of American life. Families loaded it up for summer vacations, teenagers took it to drive-in theaters for late-night movies, and couples stole kisses under the stars parked at the local diner. Each mile traveled left a mark on this iconic automobile, creating a tapestry of memories that would last a lifetime. To understand the Plymouth Belvedere, we must understand the America that created it. In the post-war era, the country was brimming with optimism and possibility. The highways were expanding and families were seeking adventure, excitement, and a chance to escape the mundane. The Belvedere was more than just a mode of transportation. It was a symbol of prosperity and progress, a car that represented the spirit of a generation hungry for the open road. So, as we embark on this journey through time, let's remember that this car is not merely metal and chrome. It's a cherished memory, a piece of our collective history that continues to resonate with us today. In the heart of Detroit, where the roar of engines and the clang of steel reverberated through the streets, a unique culture of innovation and competition thrived. This was the golden age of the American automobile, a time when dreams were forged in metal and ideas raced faster than the cars they inspired. It was here, in this bustling industrial hub, that visionaries like Walter Chrysler laid the groundwork for what would become a revolution in transportation. Chrysler founded his namesake company in 1928, but it was the spirit of the post-war years, the late 1940s and 50s, that truly ignited a fire within the automotive community. As the country emerged from the shadows of World War II, the mood in Detroit was electric. Automakers were not merely competing for market share. They were vying for the hearts and minds of an entire generation, eager to embrace the freedom of the open road. Each manufacturer, from Ford to General Motors, was in a head-to-head race, not just for sales, but for glory. The air was thick with creativity and ambition, and it was within this crucible that Plymouth emerged, determined to carve out its own identity amidst the giants. At the helm of Plymouth's design efforts was the ingenious Virgil Exner, a man with an eye for elegance and a heart for boldness. His forward-look design initiative was not just a shift in aesthetics, it was a declaration of intent. Exner believed that cars should reflect the optimism of the era, and he set out to create vehicles that were not only functional, but also captivating. The sweeping lines, dramatic tail fins, and shimmering chrome of his designs were a direct response to a society that craved excitement and a glimpse into the future. Meanwhile, the competition was fierce, with each company pushing the boundaries of engineering and style. General Motors was introducing their own visions of luxury, while Ford was crafting vehicles that echoed the American spirit of adventure. But it was the camaraderie and rivalry among these manufacturers that drove them to innovate relentlessly. They were not just builders of cars, they were dreamers and storytellers, shaping the narrative of a nation that was redefining what it meant to be American in the post-war era. In those factories, the workers were not just assembling parts, they were crafting dreams. Each bolt tightened and engine installed was a testament to the dedication and pride that flowed through the veins of Detroit. Families would gather around the dinner table to discuss the latest models, and weekends were filled with trips to the drive-in theaters, where the latest flicks were showcased alongside the hottest new cars. It was a time when the automobile was not just a mode of transport. It was a symbol of status, freedom, and the promise of adventure waiting just beyond the horizon. As the sun set over the Detroit skyline, casting a warm glow over the factories, the stage was being set for a new chapter in automotive history. The dreamers were at work, fueled by a passion that would soon give birth to a car that would capture the imagination of many and become an enduring icon of American culture. The spirit of innovation was alive and well, and the world was ready to see what these visionary minds would create next. As the sun rose on the year 1957, America was buzzing with a palpable energy that swept across the nation like a warm summer breeze. The echoes of jazz and rock and roll filled the airwaves, with artists like Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry igniting dance floors and drive-in theaters alike. Young Americans, hungry for excitement and a break from the constraints of the previous decade, embraced a culture that celebrated freedom and rebellion. It was a time when the open road beckoned, and the automobile became a symbol of personal expression, a way to assert one's identity against a backdrop of shifting societal norms. In the midst of this cultural renaissance, the nation stood on the brink of the space race, a thrilling contest between the United States and the Soviet Union that stirred the imagination of young minds. The launch of Sputnik had sent shockwaves through American society, igniting a fervor to innovate and excel. This sense of urgency and possibility translated into a desire for cars that not only performed, but also represented the bold aspirations of a generation. For young people, cars weren't just a mode of transportation. They were a ticket to adventure, a means of escape from the ordinary, and a way to forge new memories under the stars. With this backdrop of optimism, the automotive industry responded in kind, and the 1957 Plymouth Belvedere emerged as a vibrant answer to America's demand for style, power, and individuality. Under the visionary guidance of Virgil Exner, the Belvedere was sculpted to embody the era's fascination with the future. Curvy lines, dramatic tail fins, and a gleaming chrome finish that caught the sunlight like a glimmering dream. This was not just a car, it was a statement, a bold proclamation that said, "Look at me, I'm part of the American dream." As families piled into their Belvederes for weekend getaways, the car also captured the spirit of the burgeoning cruising culture. Picture it, a gleaming Belvedere gliding down the boulevard, the sound of rock and roll pouring from the radio, and the laughter of friends spilling out the windows. The Belvedere was a companion in this journey of life, embodying the aspirations of a generation eager to carve out its own path. Whether it was a family trip to the drive-in or a late-night cruise with friends, the Belvedere was there, bringing joy and adventure to every mile. Indeed, this car was more than just a machine. It was a reflection of a society in transition, a symbol of youthful exuberance, and a testament to the American spirit. The 1957 Plymouth Belvedere wasn't merely built for the road. It was crafted for the dreams of an entire generation, ready to take on the world with every turn of the wheel. As we delve deeper into this remarkable vehicle, let's explore what lay beneath that iconic hood and the exhilarating experience of driving this American classic. As the Plymouth Belvedere rolled off the assembly line, it wasn't just another car. It was a promise of power and performance that echoed through the hearts of those who dared to dream. Under the long, sculpted hood of the 1957 model resided the heart and soul of this magnificent machine, the legendary V8 engine. Can you hear it? That unmistakable growl, a deep-throated rumble that vibrated through your very bones as you turned the key. It wasn't merely an engine, it was a symphony of engineering, a testament to the American spirit of innovation and freedom. With a displacement of 301 cubic inches, this V8 produced around 230 horsepower and an impressive 330 pound-feet of torque. When you pressed down on the accelerator, it felt like the car was eager to leap forward, ready to embrace the open road. The sensation was exhilarating. There was nothing quite like it. You could feel the power surge through the chassis, propelling you from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 11 seconds. Imagine the thrill of cruising down the boulevard with the wind in your hair, the sun glinting off the chrome accents, and that engine roaring to life beneath you. The Belvedere was not just about speed, it was about the experience of driving. The 2-speed PowerFlight automatic transmission made shifting smooth and effortless, allowing you to focus on the joy of the journey rather than the mechanics of the machine. And for those who craved a more hands-on approach, the 3-speed manual transmission offered a visceral connection to the road, putting you in command of every gear shift. Each time you engaged the clutch, you became one with the car, a feeling that was almost spiritual for many enthusiasts. This engine wasn't merely a technical achievement, it was a symbol of the optimism of the era. In the post-war years, America was hungry for adventure, and the V8 engine represented that yearning for freedom. It was a declaration that life was meant to be lived with vigor and excitement. For many, the Belvedere was more than just a car. It was a ticket to the open road, a vehicle for memories and dreams. In a time when cruising was a beloved pastime, the sound of that V8 became the anthem of a generation. It was the soundtrack of drive-in theaters, the backdrop of summer nights spent with friends, and the embodiment of youthful rebellion. As you drove, you were not just traveling from point A to point B, you were making a statement, declaring your place in a world that was rapidly changing. The engine of the Plymouth Belvedere was not just about raw power, it was about passion, identity, and the unmistakable feeling of being alive. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the winding roads of America, there was something undeniably magnetic about the sight of a 1957 Plymouth Belvedere. Designed by the visionary Virgil Exner, this car was more than just a means of transportation. It was a bold statement, a promise of adventure wrapped in chrome and steel. The Belvedere embodied Chrysler's forward look, a design philosophy that sought to capture the excitement of the future, and it did so with flair. Those dramatic tail fins, oh, how they soared like wings, gave the car an unmistakable presence, a silhouette that turned heads and sparked conversations at every stoplight. Sliding into the plush interior of the Belvedere, you were enveloped in a sense of comfort that spoke to the American dream. The seats, generously cushioned and draped in vibrant upholstery, embraced you like an old friend. As you grasped the steering wheel, your fingers danced over the chrome accents, the cool metal contrasting with the warmth of your palm. It was a wheel that invited you to take control, to feel the power surging beneath you, urging you to unleash the 400 horsepower that lay ready to pounce. The dashboard, with its elegant curves and stylish instrumentation, was a symphony of design that made you feel as if you were piloting a spaceship rather than cruising down Main Street. Looking out over that long hood was an experience unto itself. The world stretched before you, with the Belvedere's sleek lines directing your gaze toward the open road, promising freedom and possibility. The feeling was intoxicating. You could almost hear the distant echoes of rock and roll, the laughter of friends piled into the back seat, and the sizzling popcorn from the drive-in theater just down the street. Every mile was an invitation to explore, to discover new places, and to make memories that would last a lifetime. With the engine rumbling softly beneath the surface, the combination of power and elegance stirred a pride within you. This was not just any car. It was a symbol of an era, a reflection of the optimism and energy that defined the 1950s. The Belvedere was a badge of honor for those who understood that life was meant to be lived fully, with the wind in your hair and the open road ahead. It was a car that made you feel alive, a reminder that adventure was just a turn of the key away. Every drive was an opportunity to reignite that spirit of freedom, a feeling that continues to resonate with enthusiasts and collectors to this day. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the asphalt of American streets in 1957, a new contender emerged, ready to claim its throne as the king of the road. The Plymouth Belvedere, with its striking design and confident stance, rolled off the assembly line, an embodiment of the optimism that defined the decade. If you were cruising down the boulevard on a warm summer evening, you couldn't help but turn your head as it glided past. its dramatic tail fins and chrome accents shimmering like a beacon of hope and excitement. The Belvedere was not just a car, it was a declaration of American ingenuity and style. But it wasn't just any car, not when you had the likes of the Chevrolet Bel Air and Ford Fairlane vying for attention. These giants of the automotive industry were no slouches, each with their own loyal following and a reputation that loomed large. The Chevrolet Bel Air, with its sleek lines and robust performance, was already a household name, while the Ford Fairlane offered a blend of comfort and power that appealed to families and thrill-seekers alike. The competition was fierce, and every stoplight became a battleground, with drivers revving their engines, eager to showcase their pride and joy. Yet, the Belvedere didn't just stand idly by, it roared onto the scene with a range of options that left its rivals in the dust. Under its long, elegant hood lay the powerful V8 engine, capable of producing around 235 horsepower and an impressive 330 pound-feet of torque. You could feel that engine purring beneath you, a visceral thrill that echoed the heartbeat of a nation eager for speed and style. When the light turned green, the Belvedere leaped forward, reaching 60 miles per hour in just about 11 seconds, a figure that had many a challenger scratching their heads in disbelief. And oh, the stories those late-night races could tell. Picture this: a group of friends, the warm night air filled with laughter and the smell of burgers sizzling on the grill at the drive-in, all gathered around their cars, engines idling, waiting for the signal. As the light turned, the roar of engines filled the air, and the Belvedere surged ahead, claiming victory more times than not. It wasn't just about speed. It was about the feeling of freedom, the thrill of the open road, and the camaraderie that came with it. The Plymouth Belvedere quickly became a symbol of youthful rebellion, a ride that echoed the dreams of those who dared to push boundaries. It carved its niche amidst the competition, not just as a car, but as a cultural icon. The sleek design and powerful performance captured the essence of the era, embodying the spirit of adventure that defined the 50s. Each curve of the body, each gleaming chrome detail, whispered tales of long drives, laughter, and memories made under the stars. In the end, the Belvedere wasn't just another vehicle on the road. It was a king, reigning supreme in the hearts of those who cherish the journey as much as the destination. As the Plymouth Belvedere rolled off the assembly line, it was destined for more than just the driveway. It found a place in the tapestry of American pop culture, becoming a symbol of youthful rebellion and adventure. If you were around during that time, you likely remember the thrill of seeing one glide by on a summer evening, its chrome glinting in the fading sun. The Belvedere wasn't just another full-size car, it was a statement of style and freedom, capturing the essence of the 1950s. One of the most memorable moments in its cultural journey came through the pages of Stephen King's novel Christine, where the Belvedere took on a life of its own. In the film adaptation, it transformed from a simple automobile into a chilling character that captivated audiences, solidifying its status as a movie star. The horror of that film, juxtaposed against the car's glamorous design, created a compelling narrative that resonated with many, turning the Belvedere into a symbol of both allure and dread. People watched in awe as it raced down the streets, its powerful engine roaring, a stark reminder of the untamed spirit of the era. Television, too, embraced the Belvedere, with its sleek lines and distinctive tail fins making appearances in countless shows. If you tuned in to the adventures of your favorite heroes, there was a good chance you caught a glimpse of the Belvedere parked outside their homes or speeding through scenes, embodying the freedom of the open road. Its design was so striking that it often stole the spotlight, becoming an essential part of the storytelling, an icon of Americana that audiences could relate to. Beyond film and television, the Belvedere represented the aspirations and dreams of countless Americans. Families would pack it up for summer road trips, cruising down Route 66 with the windows down and the radio blaring. Every drive became a new adventure, a chance to escape the everyday and embrace the excitement of what lay ahead. It wasn't just about getting from point A to point B. It was about the journey, the laughter, and the memories made along the way. As the years have passed, the Plymouth Belvedere has remained a beloved classic, cherished by collectors and enthusiasts alike. Its legacy continues to spark nostalgia, reminding us all of a time when the open road beckoned with opportunity and adventure. In every polished chrome detail and sleek curve, the spirit of that era lives on, a testament to the enduring love affair between Americans and their automobiles. The Belvedere is not just metal and rubber, it is a piece of history, a cherished memory, and a symbol of a time when dreams were as big as the cars that carried them. As we pull into the final stretch of our journey, the legacy of the 1957 Plymouth Belvedere remains as vibrant as the day it first rolled off the assembly line in Detroit. Today, it stands not just as an automobile, but as a cherished symbol of an era that many of us hold dear in our hearts. For collectors, the Belvedere is more than just a vintage car. It's a treasure, a piece of history that transports them back to a time when the open road was an invitation to adventure, and every mile was a promise of freedom. Pristine models fetch impressive prices at auctions, and well-loved examples serve as rolling reminders of the joy and pride that comes from car ownership. But what truly makes the Plymouth Belvedere special is its ability to evoke emotions and memories that transcend generations. To those who were around during its heyday, this car represents the spirit of the 50s, a time when life was simpler and dreams felt attainable. It's a reminder of family road trips, with the wind in your hair and the radio playing your favorite tunes as you cruise down the highway. It calls to mind evenings at the drive-in theater, where couples shared popcorn and laughter under the stars, and the thrill of cruising the main drag with friends on a Saturday night. In our rapidly changing world, the Belvedere is a nostalgic touchstone that allows us to pause and reflect on the values of craftsmanship, individuality, and the open road. Its dramatic tail fins and chrome accents are not merely design choices. They are a testament to a time when style was celebrated and cars were considered an extension of one's personality. As we look back on the Plymouth Belvedere, we are reminded that it is more than just a collection of metal and rubber. It is a vessel of memories, a piece of the American dream that still resonates today. For those who remember, it symbolizes a spirit of adventure, the thrill of the unknown, and the joy of living life to the fullest. And while the world may have moved on, the essence of what the Belvedere represents, the freedom of the open road, the joy of family, and the thrill of adventure, will forever remain etched in the hearts of those who once felt the rumble of its V8 engine beneath them. The Plymouth Belvedere is not just a car, it's a legacy, a reminder that sometimes the journey is just as important as the destination. If this story brought back some good memories, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It truly helps us keep these legends alive. But more importantly, I want to hear from you. Please leave a comment and tell us your story. Did you or your family own one of these? What was your first car? I read every single comment, and your memories are what make this community so special. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you for the next one.